This week on the Digital Coffee, you can now view live broadcasts from Instagram. Facebook introduces quiet mode. Shh. And YouTube launches chapters. What are they? Find out that and more after this. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news for small business. My name is Amanda Webb. YouTube have launched a thing they're calling Video Builder, and this is a template format within YouTube where you will be able to create 6-second and 15-second long videos from images, logos, graphics. It's not going to be moving video clips. It's kind of a template format, which looks kind of cool. I have to say the interface looks really user-friendly. It looks like something that will be easy to create. The downside is that you're not going to be able to download these videos. These are for use on YouTube only, and actually they're designed to be used in YouTube ads. So they're very similar. If you use the Facebook ads interface, you will have seen in the Facebook ads interface that when you go to create an ad, it gives you these video options that you can make exactly the same from graphics and text and logos. So it looks like it's very similar to those, and it makes sense because I know there's a lot of people using YouTube ads or looking to use YouTube ads and they don't have the creative elements to do it. So these being 6 seconds long and 15 seconds long are perfect for pre-roll videos. So definitely worth having a look at if you're considering YouTube ads. And I also think something we as businesses can learn from as well. We need to make it as easy as possible for customers to do business with us. If we can find out the barriers that are in the way of them doing business and introduce something like this that makes it a lot easier, we can be more successful. YouTube this week are launching chapter stops. And these look really cool. Let's get it up on screen. This is what they will look like. So you will be watching a YouTube broadcast, and as you can see at the bottom, the red line that's usually a solid red line is like an Instagram story. It's now broken into tiny little sections, and those are chapter stops. And you yourself as the creator will be able to create these chapter stops, which would be great for a show like this, for example, where there's different sections. You will be able to jump to the section you want. But you can also see when I scroll over the top and go to one of those chapter stops, there's a little bit of text that appears to tell me what's happening at that specific point in the video. This is what it will look like when you set it up. So it's all about you putting in the timestamps for each section, each chapter stop in the description, which are clickable, and then putting next to that the text that you want to appear. If you are a YouTuber already, you'll know that these timestamps work. In fact, when I upload the YouTube version of this to YouTube, I will always put in timestamps for each individual story, but now this is officially going to appear on the video itself, so people will be able to navigate through the video without having to look at the description. I love this. I think this is really smart because I'd love to see this on Facebook as well, so that I could introduce it here and people could skip to the section that is relevant to them. I'm going to give YouTube a thumbs up for this. Keep on innovating, YouTube. They're doing lots at the moment. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of new updates from this platform soon. Facebook groups are getting a little bit of an update on muting. So at the moment, or until now, you could mute members for up to 7 days if they misbehaved. And they've just extended this. So now you'll be able to do it for 14 days or 28 days as well. Let me just get that on the screen. And I think this is good. This is good. At the moment, groups are big. Since this whole crisis has emerged, people are really getting into the community spirit of Facebook groups. I think Facebook are totally winning in this section. And the problem here is, of course, people are acting in a different way to they normally would. So we know there's always a few bad bad group members in general. Not in my group, I have to say. If you're in my group, everyone's lovely, but you will tend to see occasionally, particularly in the bigger groups, arguments flaring. And sometimes what will happen with those arguments is maybe they get into an argument, maybe you've banned COVID-19 conversation in your group. And so you'll close the thread. You'll say, sorry, I'm going to close the thread. I think this is at the end. But somebody will be, and particularly at the moment when emotions are high, they'll be upset and they'll go and start another thread and it'll keep going on. And those are the times where maybe you want to mute someone. You don't want to throw them out of the group. You don't want to block them. You just want to give them a break. So maybe they go and start spamming someone else's group instead. And that's the time that you might use this. And the nice thing about the 28 days, I think, is hopefully, particularly in Ireland, we've some good news today. Hopefully in 28 days, the strictest part of the lockdown is going to be over and we're going to be able to get back to normal life. If you are going to use this mute function, though, I do think you need to put something in the rules of the group. Firstly, you need to say when people will be muted. You need to think hard about when you'll mute someone so that you're not just doing it, willy-nilly. You also should probably, if you are starting to mute people, put an announcement in the group just to say, we are avoiding conversations about the crisis at the moment. So if people repeatedly start threads or leave comments related to the crisis, we will be muting them for a period of time. And I think that could actually work out. What do you think? You will now be able to watch Instagram live videos on the web. This is launched. This is out there. As soon as it was launched, I went and had a look to see what it looked like. And it's really cool. So now let me just here we go. When you go to Instagram on the web, you will see next to the stories, if somebody has been live or is live, you will be able to click straight into that and see their live broadcast. And when you click that, it opens up in a screen. It's quite small. It's a bit like an Instagram story screen. But what I think is really cool about this is here's a yoga one. And on the right hand side, that's where you're going to see all the comments appear, which leaves the left hand side screen clear. And particularly for something like yoga, like this, she's lying on the floor. So if the comments come in, you're not even going to be able to see it. So this is the sort of broadcast that's going to work so much better on the web. So I like it for that reason. I did go in to have a look this morning because it doesn't have a unique URL, a unique link for your particular Instagram live broadcast, which was the first thing I was interested in. But I've got an inkling that it is a URL that is something like instagram.com/spiderworking/live. Now that's not it, but it's something like that, which means you'll be able to actually link directly or click or put a link in directly to your live broadcast, which gives you a chance to publicize it a little bit more. Of course, that's only going to work on the web. We know most people use Instagram on their phones. I still rarely go into the website on Instagram because I've always pictured Instagram as being a mobile app. But I do think this gives you the opportunity to get a little bit more reach. And also, if you forgot to save your Instagram live, you should be able to record off the screen, which is something we haven't been able to do before. Facebook are launching something that they're calling quiet mode, and you will get a notification in your feed, kind of a big chunk at the top, telling you about it when you get it. Now, I haven't had that notification. I went through all my settings this morning. I do not have quiet mode yet. So let's look at the graphic that Facebook is showing us. So here it is, your big notification at the top of the screen. You'll be able to go in. You'll be able to choose this new quiet mode. And what quiet mode will do is it will switch off notifications on Facebook. Either you can do it straight away by clicking a button, or you can set a schedule. You can say on Mondays 9 to 5, I don't want to see notifications pop up on Facebook. It It's brilliant, isn't it brilliant? I am so excited about this. The reason is, I think for anyone that works in social media, whether it's management or any other area, sometimes we have to go into Facebook, right? Sometimes we have to do that for work. And what happens is we go into Facebook and immediately get distracted by those little red bells. And we go in and we look at our notifications and we forget why we went into Facebook. So a task that should take 30 seconds can often take us 5-10 minutes. This will be a lifesaver. So as soon as I get it, I intend to switch this on for working hours on Facebook so that I can check my notifications once a day. I'm already trying to do that. I'm trying to limit my notification checking. And that's why I was asking you, are there too many notifications on Facebook? Because when I go into my notifications, there's just like a bazillion. There's just like so many I can't even deal with. So this, thank you, Facebook. I love you a little bit more for this. Facebook have introduced this new library of graphic templates that you can download and use during the crisis. It's not limited to that, but they're designed for the crisis. They're templates. So you can go to this website. I will link everything below. You can go to their website and you can download for specific things. For example, I've taken 2 down. One for if you're offering shopping online, you'll be able to download. This is just one of the templates. There's loads of them there. You'll also be able to go for your support means the world to us. Thank you. So that's get support. It's in that section. And really, particularly for this one, I wouldn't be necessarily downloading that and just putting that up alone. You could bring that into something like Canva and add your own text. You could use it as a background, use your own text or your own images over the top of it, just to customize it a little bit. And it really is a kickstart. Even if you were going to use these graphics on their own, it's kind of a kickstart to have kind of pretty content appearing in your feed. I'm guessing the only problem is if you don't customize them, everyone is going to have them. But did you notice something interesting? These images are very text heavy. So if you are using them, you're probably not going to be able to use them in ads because Facebook doesn't like it when you have a lot of text on your image. So just bear that in mind. If you are using these graphics to create some interesting posts on your feed, you're probably not going to be allowed to boost those images. I like this. I have to say, and I've said it before, that Facebook are really excelling themselves during this crisis, aren't they? And I think this is something we need to think about as businesses. You know, Facebook have been the bad guys for a good while now. You know, even I, who used to be a massive Facebook fan, totally started being cynical about them. And I still am, but I do think this is helping them shine up their reputation a little bit. They are being so helpful. They're seeing this opportunity to reconnect with people and be seen in a different light. Now, I know none of you are evil like Facebook. They're never going to approve my ad now. None of you are evil in the way Facebook have been in the past. But we should be looking at how we can shine as businesses during this crisis as well. And I don't mean put a massive amount of time into giving things away from free, but do look at some ways that you can help your customers and help your community during this struggle. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday, and I will be here, same bat time, same bat place next week. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you then.